Today's recipe is Nigerian grilled fish. Nigerian grilled fish is simply delicious. The grilled fish recipe that I'm going to share with you is very simple, and the ingredients can be twisted to suit the available spices and seasoning in your kitchen pantry. In Nigeria, we make use of all types of fish, including tilapia, croaker, or even catfish. But today's recipe is made from croaker, which is pretty tasty and healthy. So let's start cooking. The video is a detailed recipe on how to prepare the croaker grilled fish. The ingredients that I've used today start with the croaker fish. The croaker fish is gutted and sliced at the tummy, at the stomach area, as you can see. And the seasoning that has been mixed, which is made of ginger, of garlic, of some thyme, basil, some rosemary. I added some rosemary. All this is optional, but it helps to add a healthy herb taste and flavor. I also used some dried peanuts. In Nigeria, it's called kuli kuli. You could use peanut butter, which is optional, but it all helps to give it a nice nutty taste. Give it a try. I have also, in today's recipe, added a lot of vegetables that you would see how I stuff into the fish as we go on. I have eggplant, I have cabbage, I have carrots, I have peppers. The bell peppers I use are green bell peppers. I use orange bell peppers, yellow, and I also use the red bell peppers. They give it a sweet red bell peppers. They give it a sweetness, and of course we all know that vegetables are very, very tasty and healthy for us. I also use whole garlic knobs. I also use a lot of sliced onions. I've also used a lot of chili pepper, but the chili pepper you use it based on your suitability for hotness. I really wanted this to be really hot, so you'd see how I use that. So in the marinade spices that I made, I put the chili pepper, but at the end of marinating the fish, I also sprayed the chili peppers on it. So going on with the ingredients, I also used 2 bouillon cubes of seasoning. This is also optional. The brand I used here was Knorr, and then I also used some curry powder, and then, like I said, I used olive oil. You can put like half a teaspoon of salt to taste. I mixed quite a lot of marinade spices because for this particular barbecue fish, grilled fish, I did 5 large sizes. And then after marinating each one, I stuffed each one with a portion of the vegetables that were sliced. And then I also used foil paper to wrap it for additional moistness. A tip for today: most of the spices listed that I've mentioned that you've seen me use are optional, but I tell you, chili pepper, and then salt or seasoning cubes, and the oil I used in this case, olive oil, which is pretty healthy. They are the most important ones. So feel free to combine all or a few of them to your taste. So, like I said, I cleaned the fish in salted water with some lime to help, and then removed all the scales and the gills and gut. Then I rinsed it thoroughly and then set it aside in clean salted water and lime before I put that. I set that aside and I set that aside for about 30 minutes to an hour before I then started. I put it on the foil and started filling each one. In a small bowl, I prepared my marinade, as I've said, by mixing all the ingredients that I have mentioned together until well incorporated. That's all ingredients except the fish and the vegetables. Next, I placed the fish on my wide aluminium foil. I doubled the aluminium foil because after putting it in the aluminium foil, you have to then move it onto the barbecue grill, or into your oven. So you really want it to be a thick form of aluminium. It will be wide enough to cover the whole fish properly and wrap it around, because I'm doing mine in the foil and not just placing the fish on the foil, because I want it to be moist. I want the juices of the fish to cook the vegetables that have been stuffed in it. And I can tell you here again another tip. You could put your noodles or your rice in it, and it all cooks up while steaming up in a healthy manner. So next, I slashed lengthwise lines on the fish, so that the marinade will be able to go into those places and penetrate the fish and enhance the taste. And the tip I can make on your fish depends on the size and the length of the fish you're using. I used 5 large croaker fishes here, and you can see how I put them all together. So now I'm wrapping the fish in aluminium and make sure it's tightened such that none of the juices seep out, and there's enough, the heat is all within and cooks and makes it still moist. After placing the slices on my fish, on the body of the fish, the slashes on the sides, and then marinating, I covered the foil, and then again I set it aside for another 20 to 30 minutes. Another effective way to marinate is to dump the fish in a large Ziploc bag and pour the marinade into the bag, then shake rigorously and leave to rest. But this would be more effective if it was a smaller size of fish. But the ones I used here were really large croaker fish. Then I then moved everything to the barbecue. So you can see that on my barbecue stand here, I have 3 of the large fishes, so grilling, and I did that for I let each one cook for about 10 minutes. So, and you can see the results. The vegetable has come out really steamed, with the fish water, the marinade all going into each of the vegetable elements, and it's always really tasty and moist. If you want very tender fish, you can grill the fish inside the foil like I've done, or if you want it to be crisp and dry, then they grill it without then wrapping it up oil in the foil. The fish is ready when it is beautifully browned on both sides. So take it once you've confirmed that it's ready, you take it off the heat and serve. Today's recipe is Nigerian grilled fish. Nigerian grilled fish is simply delicious. The grilled fish recipe that I'm going to share with you is very simple, and the ingredients can be twisted to suit the available spices and seasoning in your kitchen pantry. In Nigeria, we make use of all types of fish, including tilapia, croaker, or even catfish,